Okay, so this is my third time trying to record this because I keep getting interrupted. But anyway, just finished watching Cloverfield, and it was a movie I really wasn't that interested in seeing because it was kind of, one of those mainstream movies that kind of, relied on viral marketing to get through to people and the mystery and suspense of it. However, that mystery and suspense kind of into my carried over into the movie, and there's a couple of things that I'll get out of the way first. First of all, I'm a person that really likes twists and plots like that. I really enjoy, you know, uh, a deeper plot, more developed characters and a good dialogue. But none of that. This movie didn't have any of that. Um, the interesting thing is that I still liked it. And I think the only reason why I can say that like I still liked it is because it was shot from a first person's perspective, from that camera. And quite frankly, if someone was going through this monster chaotic, situation going on in a city that you live in or some kind of, horrible dramatic thing going on, you'd be in a kind of state of shock, and I think that the person would put down the camera. But the guy that was carrying the camera around decided not to and kept filming. So, there's unrealistic elements to it, but at the same time, there was this kind of suspense that was carried over with the shaking of the camera and, experiencing everything firsthand. And it was very well done in that sense. And the other thing was is that nothing was explained ever. It kind of was just continuous, mystery thing going on and speculation about the people about you. And, you can really, as the audience or someone watching this, you can really find yourself to be drawn into it because you can relate to it. It wasn't trying to be, to establish a plot or establish something that was really going on. It was just kind of going through the motions. There was some product placement in it that bothered me a little bit. There was a lot of product placement actually. There was like Nokia was mentioned all over the place. I think Prada or some other store they were shot in front of for a little bit. There were some elements that weren't that great, but on the whole, I really enjoyed the movie, and it really brought me into it, and it had a very good flow to it, and it was exciting and kept me involved in it. So I know that it's kind of, especially by most, I guess I'd only put it as respectable movie watchers or people that really enjoy like a good movie. It's not like a really good movie, but it's a really entertaining movie, which has a lot of elements to it that I think were pretty special and I really enjoyed. Um, the other thing is, I'm going to let in for people that don't know this, is that the monster in the movie was never explained. But there's lots of speculation going around back and forth about what it's, where it came from or what it's doing here, or and why the military couldn't kill it and all this other stuff. But in the very final scene with Rob and the girl's name, I can't remember her name, Beth. That's it, Rob and Beth, because the camera keeps cutting back to a previous recording because the main storyline is recorded over another recording of this guy Rob and this girl Beth, and they're on their date and they're they're sitting on a Ferris wheel. I guess it was like I guess it's kind of seemed like they were best friends, something like that. And they ended up banging, and then they got close, and that's why I went searching for her throughout the most of the movie. But in the very end, if you the right before they snap to the part where it's them two saying that the camera's running out of battery, oh no, while they're on this Ferris wheel. This is way before this whole incident happened, the dramatic monster attack on New York. Um, if you look at the top, well, I guess here, right of your screen, okay, you can see a small little pod that flies from the sky and crashes into the ocean. And I looked that up and I saw that that was in it, and I went back and watched it, and it is there. So that's maybe where the monster came from. And J.J. Abrams and some of the other guys that wrote the flick were talking about possibly making a sequel to it and it was interesting how they wanted to do a sequel with it too. It's because they did say that they wanted to see how well the movie did and blah blah blah, but at the same time they also wanted to their at least their idea for a sequel was to present the same exact situation what was going on there, but from a different perspective. Because in this day and age, you have people who are walking around with their video camera phones and their video cameras. And if a city as big as New York that's under attack like that, there has to have been another perspective that was going on. So it was kind of interesting that that's what they thought about doing next. And quite frankly, that fascinates me. I'd want to see it. It drew me in. Again, it's not a profound movie, but it was just generally a good movie, or entertaining movie, if you will. So, I just wanted to give my thoughts on that because, after watching it, it did draw me in. I thought that it had some good elements to it, and it shouldn't just be dismissed as your typical, modern day monster flick or something like that. It was done differently. It was done well differently, and it was good for what it was. And I do recommend checking it out. That's my 2 cents on it, and you know, that's really all I got to really say right now about it. But try and watch it if you haven't seen it already. If you're looking for a deep movie, you're in the wrong. You're watching the wrong thing. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It was very interesting, and that's my review on it. So take care until the next time, and I will talk to you all later.